Brice, thanks for jumping on so last minute. Good to finally catch up. We've obviously, been reaching out to some existing clients, and you were one of the lucky ones we decided to jump on a call with. So just want to kind of get a bit of a background on what your experience has been so far. Tell us a little about yourself and the returns you've been getting. I'm obviously don't want to dictate what you're saying too much, but you can just sort of let it rip per se. So tell me a bit about yourself, Brice, and your background before working with us.
Yeah, Sid, it's great to chat with you, and I appreciate everything you and your team has done so far. It's been a pretty enjoyable experience. I'm self-employed. Outside of trading, I've actually done pretty well with real estate. Investing has always been like an interest into me, and I've always been able to look at money in different ways and growing my money in different ways. So.
Okay, so mainly self-employed. What are you doing?
Self-employed, own multiple businesses across the board, especially real estate as well. So doing stuff within real estate. I have previously lost money trying to invest in myself with different type of investments across the board with AI, but this seems to be the best strategy I've found so far. Okay,
so before Kingswell, then what sort of experience do you have in investing, especially like alternative investments, some of the AI stuff as well out there, aside from real estate? What kind of experience do you have?
Yeah, so like I said, I've tried quite a few different AI investment platforms, and there's so many out there that you got to find out which one's a legit one. I mean, I've tried NERP, I've tried Devi, I tried Corvado. They all looked great at the start, but their platform, after a few months, they eventually just completely fell apart. It really wasn't doing what I needed when I needed it to. Altogether, I've lost around $100,000, unfortunately to say, but it was a learning lesson.
Yeah,
that experience absolutely wrecked my confidence, and it made me really skeptical about this whole place at first. But you seem to be built up that confidence more as we've gone through it.
Rightly so. Yeah, it's I'm not surprised that knocked you a little bit there. It's not ideal, but I've seen it and hear it a lot of times. Platforms, working for look really good, and then suddenly you're a massive drawdown, which I'm assuming is probably what you experienced there. Walk me through getting set up as well then. So once you spoke with the team, decided to get on board, what was the setup process with Kingswell? How long did it take? What was that process like?
It was actually a lot easier than I expected. The onboarding call took about, I think, a half an hour, and then I funded the account the same day, and everything was really ready by the end of the week. The team played everything pretty clearly, which was a huge difference than those other AI investing companies that I was kind of talking to. Everything was pretty clear, sharp, to the point, which I really appreciated, and everybody was very transparent about what was going on. There was really no stress involved the whole time.
Yeah, good stuff. I mean, aside from a bit of waiting with depositing into your own brokerage account, that's really about it, isn't it? And then it's off to the races. I mean, since then, have you really had to do anything aside from monitor the results, or it's just been a case of checking those?
Since then, I really haven't been doing been having to do much really during the whole time. The performance on it really, I think I've been with it about 14 months now. During that time, it's been really the team checking in on me. I really learned that in every investment has its ups and downs. I mean, at one stage, AI, it was down about 5% to 7%, you would say, because of my previous experiences. I was naturally nervous. I mean, $100,000 is still $100,000. But after speaking with the team and understanding that that's completely normal, markets like the NASDAQ can drop 20 or 25% and recover. It helped me trust the process, and in the end, and finish the year up more than 50 or 60%, which that was not the case previously with those other AI tools or my own doing. So overall, it's been a very, very, I would say, at first it was a roller coaster just because, again, my previous experience, but it's been very smooth with your team and kind of explaining how the market works, understanding how to kind of look at everything, understanding where I can be in the future and kind of where I've ended up so far. It's been very successful.
Good stuff. Yeah, it's very common, and it's actually a bit of a red flag if there isn't any drawdown. It sounds funny to say, but the markets, it's normal for there to be downtrends. Any systems that we've seen, current clients using in the past, or even some I've used myself, ones that never have any drawdown, they look great, and they're the ones that suddenly will go.
Correct.
Something like a martingale or something like that, right? So what are the next steps for you then? Would you recommend Kingswell to any of your associates? I guess you're kind of just going to let it run, maybe put some more money in, or what's the next steps?
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend Kingswell 1,000,000% to folks. I've been burned before, so I can sniff out what's real and what's not real. And I would definitely say to people, if you have been burned before, don't let that stop you from giving Kingswell a shot. Based on my experience, I can honestly say it's completely different from anything that I've used before. And I think I've stated that about 3 times now. The implementation, the transparency, the ability for folks to just be able to explain what's going on in a clean, transparent, and calm manner was something that I wasn't used to with those other systems. And they're not going to be gambling with your money. The system, it's built properly, and having an experienced CFA behind it gave me a lot more confidence. And that was something that those other platforms could not give me. They couldn't give me that confidence that Kingswell has given me so far.
Yeah, that's it. It's not just about having the system. Obviously, the system is automated, but we also pride ourselves on, if you guys have questions, we're not just going to be sitting there twiddling your thumbs, right? We like to provide that support, so that's good. But I guess we'll kind of just leave it there then, Brice. Thank you very much for jumping on. Look forward to continuing working with you.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sid, and thank you to your team. I look forward to continuing my investment with the team.
Absolutely. Cheers, Brice. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.